Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Luis Trevino. I'm the CEO at Engage, and I'm here. I'm on the success interview with Dr. Peter Rouff, who has just crossed the $100,000 in total production revenue. Dr. Peter, how does it feel?
It feels great. Thank you, Luis. Thank you, Engage. Best decision I've ever made.
Where are you based out of?
Outside of Buffalo, New York, a town called Tonawanda.
Yes, you're an orthodontist, correct?
I am an orthodontist.
For how many years?
Let's see. Graduated Tufts Dental in 04 and Penn Ortho in 07. So coming on year 14 here. It just keeps going faster and faster.
Talk a little bit about, the success that you've had, maybe like any insight into, I always say all the time, it's like, you need two things for this to work. You need good marketing, you need good sales, right? And so if like the marketing's really good, but obviously like sales isn't, well then, it's just not gonna work, right?
And one of the things that I learned very quickly, I can't believe it took this long. I have not raised my fees in 12 years. My fees were way too high. Anybody who was comparing my fees to a general dentist or comparing my fees to one or two of the other area orthodontists, I was expensive.
Yeah.
And it kind of got me thinking that, look, the ideal practice, you got one building, right? 4 walls, you're jamming. And when you're doing that and you're working efficiently, you can lower your fees.
Yeah.
And then, we see it with a dental school around the corner. People are low fee motivators. If you can lower your fees, you're going to get them.
Yeah.
And when we start offering this Engage coupon, I got people coming from 45 minutes away, an hour away, because they're saving money. And I drop my fee because, look, I'm not jammed, right?
Yeah.
I don't have 4 full days. Anybody who would not be in that chair that I put in that chair, that's found money to me. And the idea that most of my overhead is fixed, so this is a found patient.
For sure.
And,
yeah, 100%.
Until that schedule is full, my downtime is costing me money.
Yeah.
So once I found out that, look, I'm about $1,000 more expensive, take that $2,000 coupon, okay? Lower my fees, and these people just keep referring more and more patients in.
Yeah. Because the most expensive thing is to bring on a new patient. And that's the thing, like people sometimes don't understand that, because once you got them, well, like you said, your overhead is fixed, right? You found a new patient and then you're treating them, that's newfound revenue, right? But then in addition to that, you just acquired a customer that is going to refer more people, is going to bring their other siblings, right? Refer their family and friends. Like that is the most important thing.
I'm running one office. My overhead is half of the guy who's running 2, right? Is a quarter of the guy who's running 4. Mm-hmm. I've got room to lower that fee. And once that fee's lowered, now they're knocking down the door.
Yeah.
And they're real easy things to know. And we should have been tracking this. We had protocol in my office that when someone came in for a consultation and they didn't start treatment, that we reached out to try to find out why.
Yeah.
And
that is so good. Oh man. Okay, sorry. Yeah. That's awesome. I'm glad you did that.
And we did it with the Engage consults.
Yes.
And some of them, overwhelmingly it came down to finances. Not my fee, but getting care credit, getting a new insurance that was starting, talking that out. And I can't go I'm very comfortable with my new fee. All right.
Yeah.
But and we work with people. We got a half a dozen financial options. We can make things work. But when we were losing these other consults, either my office manager wasn't reaching out or the information was not getting to me. Because if I knew that the fee was out of whack, that would have been an easy fix 3 years ago, 5 years ago.
But yeah, and that's the problem. Like a lot of people are not willing to face the facts and look at how am I doing compared to the market? Because you got to be competitive, right? And that's why our slogan is adapt, innovate, and grow. we can't be the ortho or the business we were 10 years ago. Like the market has changed.
It's gone. The shingle holder's gone. You need to go direct to consumer because your referral base has disappeared. And I've tried multiple companies, multiple marketing ways. You guys just know what you're doing.
What do you think it was about what we did that was like completely different from what
everybody wants a coupon. Everybody wants a deal. Invisalign does all that advertising. Patients are aware that there's clear aligner treatment out there, and at least they're smart enough not to be going to Smile Direct or Candid, right? They still have enough respect for themselves. They want to see a doctor, but they want to do it at the lowest possible price.
Yeah.
And so the idea that, look, I get a free consultation, and if I sign up, they're taking $2,000 off the case fee. That's getting the butts in the seats.
Yeah. One of the things I say all the time is that people just want to feel like they got a deal. Like it doesn't matter how rich you are. Like people always feel good when they got a deal because they need a logical explanation as to why they move forward with this big expensive purchase.
The way that I've done it is I've just adjusted it. He comes into my office, now gets the Facebook promotional fee. Okay.
Nice.
And I knew that I was going to have to do that because the last thing you want is somebody to go home and then see the Facebook ad and call and say, "Where's my $2,000 off?" Right?
Sure.
This covers that easily, right?
Like, okay, so you said that like the engaged leads were different, right? Like, how were you treating them once they were actually in your practice? Like, did you realize that maybe you had to speak with them a little bit different, or your process for doing the consultation had to change? Like, what have you kind of done to have a high closing rate on these leads?
Once, it is bottom line dollar, okay? And that's what needs to be addressed at the beginning, and that's what needs to be addressed at the end. Is I know you're here because you got our Facebook promotion, okay? I try not to use the word coupon in my office because I think it, I just like, our Facebook promotion just sounds a little bit more professional to me. I make sure that they know we got a half a dozen ways to work with them on the finances. And I just, the emphasis I still talk to them about treatment options. I still give them the same overview on braces versus clear aligners, whatever they're a candidate for. But they are so dollar driven that I make sure I start with it and end with it.
So when you end with it, like, is there something that you say like specifically to kind of, motivate them to get started with treatment? I
just continue to emphasize that, at the end of the treatment, I'm turning them over to my office manager, Amelia, who's going to talk to them about financials, of course, including that Facebook promotion. Just hitting on again the fact that they're getting that deal, they're getting that discount, and they're also getting high quality care. My biggest selling points have always been that my office is not a clinic, right?
Yeah.
I'm the doctor. My name's on the door. Every time you come in, you're going to see me. Every time you come in, we're going to talk. And that really, the treatment fee gets you from here to happy.
One of the things that, so you talked about that, like you had done some of these other things in the past. I think right now, I think you had like 80 consults. I think so far, and at least in the system, there might be more. 23 people have closed. You're officially in the 100K club. You're gonna get some nice things from us here pretty soon. So we're super excited about that. Congratulations. I feel like a lot of times people just don't understand that these leads do need to be treated differently. I feel like sometimes people are so used to a referral lead that, like, one of the big problems that we have sometimes, and that's why I said marketing and sales, right? If sales isn't there, it's just not gonna work, especially with TCs, because I feel like a TC gets a referral and then the doctor's always praising the TC, saying like, oh my God, yeah, she's amazing. She has an 85% close rate. And then I always ask, well, where are these leads coming from? Because you can't just throw, that doesn't mean anything to me. Like when people say 85% close rate, I'm like, from where? From a referral? From a dentist referral? From a patient referral? Like from a Google lead? From a Facebook lead? Like, where did this person come from? Because if it's a referral, dude, it should be a 99% close rate. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's the easiest.
They've already been sold before they walked in the door.
That's not selling. You know what I mean? Like, selling is taking a lead who like has never heard about you before, right? Or minimally been exposed to you, They actually come in and, hey, dude, that's when we really find out if you're good at what you say.
I've emphasized that they're dollar driven, but it is different when they come in cold.
Yeah.
When you've been going to that family dentist for 20 or 25 years and he or she makes a recommendation, you're following it, right?
Yeah.
And it allows, we all get lazy with that because we don't have to do any work. Yeah. They're signed, the doctor that trusted, go there, get your braces. They're coming to me and getting braces. Just sign the contract. Exactly. You're spot on. This is a much colder sale. Mm-hmm. We just, we've always emphasized treating people well, making them feel comfortable from the time they walk in. And I don't have a TC. I think it's, to me, this is my place to shine, my area to shine, my area to start a relationship with this patient. And when they've gone someplace else and spent 45 minutes with a glorified assistant, and now they're coming in to see me, I won.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
When that consultation has a very positive initial experience when they walk in the door and they're greeted by my receptionist or my office manager, we're already off to a great start.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I can't get over the number of people who have mean folk at the front desk.
Yeah.
You're losing money.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're mistreated as you enter, you're not apt to be saying, I want to come back here, let alone I want to come back here every 6 weeks for 2 years.
For sure. Yeah, no, exactly. Because like you said, people are going to be coming to see you for around 2 years, right? So yeah, that's super important. And that's the thing I tell people all the time, like when you make that phone call or when they walk in, like that is the first real impression that you're making that's not off of a digital platform, right? So it needs to be important. Like if your front desk does not have they're in a bad mood or whatever, right? Then, I mean, obviously that's going to leave an impression.
Your job is to make everybody else forget about their problems.
And, so one of the things that really impacted me about your story was the fact that you were doing not better, but worse than you were 10 years ago, right?
Yeah, 2 or 3 new orthodontists in the area, a growing corporate dental culture. The large pediatric practices bring in their own orthodontists. You don't want to look at other people, right? It's you got to look in the mirror. You got to make your changes. Yeah. But I was struck by the fact that I would see these area docs in the autumn or even the winter of their careers, and they're opening up new offices. Not hiring new staff, opening up new offices. Yeah. You're chasing patients. Yeah. And every time you do that, your overhead is soaring. Yeah. As I said, I want to live the dream, right? I don't want to work harder. I don't want to stretch myself thinner. I want to have whatever system it is where patients are coming to me, where I'm filling my 5 chairs in my office, my 4 days a week, 3 weeks a year, where there's just a very small wait for you to get in for a consultation, right? But I don't want to be overwhelmed. I mean, my selling point is I don't operate a clinic. I want to be, when I show up to work, I'm not there to put golf balls, right?
Yeah.
Let's treat patients, see patients. And when we do that well, and we do it at a competitive fee, we grow. All I got to do is get people in the door and I grow.
For sure. No, yeah, that's really good. So that's how you were before we started working together. Obviously more people come in. You say you want to work less and make more. Is that
No. I'm not saying I want to work less. I'm saying I'm not near 4 full days a week. Yeah. That's the goal. That's the dream.
I see
right?
it.
Fill those chairs. We started working together really right after COVID had devastated everything, right? I was certainly in the most need to get butts in the seats, right? We came together really at my rock bottom. And it's been awesome, right? People have gotten fed up with COVID, so they're more incentive to come in. They're clicking on that Facebook ad. I told you, man, I love that text message that I get when someone signed up. And, when I wake up on Sunday and there's 8 consults that have been scheduled, you can't do that any other way.
And that's the thing, when we actually were able to discover a system where people can come to us versus us having to chase people down, it was a total game changer. And that's why we love doing what we're doing.
The genius is in the simplicity, right?
Yeah.
All of your patients, your entire patient pool is on social media. Get them while they're at the screen. They book their appointment while they're still staring at Facebook.
So that was kind of where you started, like where are you at now? Like, you say you started, we were rock bottom, the whole COVID thing.
I mean, am I back up another 30%, 40% to book consultations for me? But, we've always stressed that the best, the best thing a patient can do is refer their friends, right? And so once you get one, then you get their family, right? Then you get their friends. So the growth becomes, it needed a shot, right? It needed a boost. It needed fresh blood. Once that started coming, now I can go back to the way I operated, 5-10 years ago, where I could depend on those patients to bring in others.
So one of the things that I say all the time is like, you got your front end of the funnel and your back end of the funnel, right? And so the front end is just pumping in new patients that are just coming in, let's say through what we're doing right now, the advertising. But a lot of times people don't focus on the back end, which is getting those people to buy more. Right now, some of these people might not necessarily buy more because it's like a one-time treatment, but what you can do is try to influence them how much they actually refer, right? Now that actually brings up a good question. Is there a way that you try to facilitate that, or you just kind of let it happen as it flows organically, or do you encourage
we have referral cards at the desk. They're there to be taken. I've been bounding the idea of a referral promotion. Really, again, keep coming back. It's about the money, right?
Yeah.
If I'm paying an Engage $150 for a consult to come into my office, if I'm paying my $100 a day in social media ad buys, there's money that I am now used to paying per patient, that maybe I say, look, you refer someone to my office and they get $250 additional off the fee, and we credit your account $250. Okay. That is a significant amount of money. Yeah. But I also think it's the bare minimum that encourages somebody to make that sale.
Now, let me ask you something else. So like one of the things that I also noticed in your account is that you have a pretty good show rate. You have a show rate about 67%. Is there anything that you or your staff does?
We're calling.
Okay,
we're calling. We're not just depending on the text messages to get them in. And we started with the calls because I do take the state insurances. Yes. And if you are a Medicaid patient, there's a process where you come to the office, we take records, we apply for your care, and that is done. Those state records are done on days that I'm not in the office. Yeah. It's much more efficient for on a day I'm not there, for my assistants to take 5 or 10 records, and then I come in the next day, complete the applications, and off they go.
So that's actually really good. The fact that you're calling them, we're actually recommending that to all of our clients right now, where we do recommend for them to call. When somebody books an appointment, just give them a call. You know what I mean? Like, get all the information that you need, right? So that when they come in, that you already have all their insurance benefits, whatever it is, right? So when they come in and you're presenting like your pricing and the ways that they could ultimately afford it, do you just do in-house, or do you offer like the care credit, green, whatever, like all those stuff, or like
all of those are options? This is something that my office manager sits down and handles the financials. But we offer in-house financing. We offer cash discounts. We'll take your credit card. We'll help you with care credit. If you have, and it's primarily for the younger patients, but if there's any ortho insurance coverage, we will take that and reduce our fee. Treat it like it's an additional coupon. When somebody comes in and they have insurance coverage and they're getting the Facebook promotion, they can't sign up fast enough.
Man, one of the things that I really like that you touched on was the fact about really reconsidering price. And I feel like a lot of people have trouble being okay with lowering their price, right?
And I just keep coming back to the fact that if, no one, Lisa, I can't imagine that somebody is coming to Engage or signing up with Engage because they're too busy. They're coming to you because they have empty chairs. They have empty hours.
Yeah.
And, hey, dummy, whatever money you can make during that time is certainly better than not making any. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
And, it's just this idea, you try to do it slowly, and there's always going to be some slack, right? The nice thing with clear aligners is I tell people, look, 3M, is changed their pricing model, which is what's allowed me to reduce my fee. I was paying a lot more for those trays when a patient 2 years ago went through this, and that's why they had to pay more. I can divert this change in case fee and say that it's because my costs have been lowered.
For sure. Yeah, no, that's 100%. So if you get some savings, like one of the best things you can do is pass those savings on to your patients, right? So you're more competitive.
I can certainly, if they want to see a specialist, they want to come and see an orthodontist, my fee is competitive.
Yeah.
And what the level of service that I offer, just because you lower your fee doesn't mean you cut your service. Yeah. Right? As I said, if you could shut down your satellite office and pass those savings on to your patient, that's what we're doing.
Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense. That's really good. Dr. Peter, this has been really awesome. Thanks so much, man.
Thank you.
Okay.
We'll talk soon and get some emails out. Thank you.